on that team. It's going to be interesting.
Let's talk about this. Let's get into this game, Zaf.
Get into the game.
All right. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is game one of the North American, this is what, quarterfinals, I believe now.
Sure.
Top 8? Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds good.
As we're looking at Buenos Noches on the north side of North, spawning in to square off against QQ7 to the south. Zaf, what is Buenos Noches fielding today?
So, Buenos Noches is bringing a Yamato Kremlin for their battleships, Venezia, double Napolis, Stalingrad, daring Khabarovsk, and a Yu Yang, sir. So they are bringing all the tricks out here.
Indeed. Very curious.
Team Red.
From the south spawn, Team Red, QQ7 fielding Montana and Ohio. Lots of America. Oh, Zaf. Polarberg and a Minotaur. I'm so excited to see how this works out.
You should have seen when Raptor saw Polarberg in the lineup.
Yes,
Minotaur saw too many.
It has to be a Minotaur, isn't it? Yes, it's a Minotaur.
It's a Minotaur.
Super excited for that. Megazow and a Plymouth, double Napoli, that's Maverick and Vermicelli, and then rounding things out with Daring and double Shimakaze. Now, Zaf, can you advise us who's wielding what Shimakaze torpedo?
So, unfortunately, I can't. When I see it, it's only for a few seconds at the start of the match. And
Got it.
I got to train myself to look.
Okay, no worries. It is what it is. We'll survive.
We'll figure it out. So, I want to mention real quickly about Buenos Noches' lineup here, right? So, double Napoli. We were talking earlier about Napoli showing its competitive, teeth and being banned in the previous engagement, right? Our first set. Here we get to see two of them. We get to see what two of them can do, possibly together. Are they together? Yes, they are. And then we've got a Khabarovsk, which we only saw once, I think, so far this tournament. And then we've got, of course, Yu Yang, which is going to be radar.
Now, I was going to say that is a radar Yang.
Yes.
So yeah, this will be very, very interesting. So Buenos Noches, and we saw them. Oh, what map was it? We saw them do this. We saw them do this on Sleeping Giant. The one game we saw Buenos Noches, they took almost this exact setup, the Radar Yang, the Napoli, the Venezia, and their goal, what they did on Sleeping Giant was to run the Yu Yang forward, pick out the destroyers quickly as possible, and they literally just assassinated this poor guy. It was a Z-52 in seconds.
Absolutely. I actually saw that today with an EU team as well. Did the same exact thing. Crash Zone Alpha. Went all the way down around, and wow, good.
Well coordinated play, but Augur now turning into this torpedo salvo from Special K's Shimakaze. See, has he spotted them yet? He has. He's slowing down to turn in. He's going to be okay. No, he'll be fine. He's good. He's good. She settles quick. It's still a gearing hull. She settles quick.
Okay, so K confirmed. I believe that was 12-kilometer torpedo.
Those because those ran out. So those will be 12. So K running the 12s here over on the A flank. He bags A very quickly as 007 starts moving out to an early lead. Now, QQ7, excuse me. Thank you. I got that wrong. So, QQ7, if you look at the overall tactical map, they have 7 ships on the western half of the map. From the 5 line to the west, 7 ships. They have only a Shimakaze and a Montana over south of sea, and you're seeing a very similar setup on Buenos Noches, very heavy to the western side of the map, and very little on the.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think both teams have played enough clan battles to just not want to mess at sea, because it takes forever, it's boring, and it turns into, who can attrition out somebody the quickest. So I agree with both teams just basically saying, the hell with this, we'll put a token force, and let's do something else. But so far, aside from cap control,
here comes the radar from Polar, putting his first radar up, catching Augur out just a little bit. Special K putting some smoke up for Polar, allowing him to sneak up close, getting some good damage into Augur, pushing him back off the cap. Augur counter radaring now. K spotted, and now let's see what kind of damage the Napolis and Venezia can do.
Polar just took a deep water torpedo, and I want to comment how Special K saw that deep water torpedo. Was like, whatever.
Whatever. He didn't care. Those aren't going to hurt him.
Nope.
All kinds of shells looking for K, but so far nothing's really connected. He's probably taking more damage from the secondaries. Nothing doing. K sneaks away, having lost only a few thousand HP. Augur, on the other hand, with a big loss there, down below half already. 5 minutes in.
Well, and then look at how
he takes the foul.
Here's the thing about these torpedoes, guys. Not just the damage, it's also the fact that Venezia and Napoli have been split from each other now. And that causes a bigger problem. What's the O4?
Rainmaker's Kremlin just took a blind shot into the smoke and hit Polarberg for at least one Citadel, if not two.
Well, now we got some more blind shells coming in for Polar as well.
Polar's realizing, in fact, Polar's lit now. They're continuing to push his smoke. He's lit on the surface. Yeah, he's well inside his surface detection now as the Napolis continue to push him.
Yep, here comes all the fire.
Yeah, he's going right here. Wow. Oh, what a well-executed assassination of the Minotaur that was.
6 minutes in the game. He survived there.
Goodness gracious.
And Rainmaker dodging those 2 torpedoes right there.
All of the action here along the 1-2 line early. We're barely 6 minutes in. Already, Buenos Noches having a very aggressive position onto the QQ7 side of the map. But it's cost them a lot. These Napolis, especially Jaime, getting very low. Well, I suppose Manco's okay. It's really Jaime that's getting quite low.
So, and the thing is, okay, so you can see what happened. Manco was able to catch up with Jaime. Smoke. Jaime is now going into kite away position.
Yep, he's got to back out of there.
And I would imagine he's going to just play the backfield behind the Venezia.
As he comes out of the smoke, he's lit. I think the Venezia smoke is going to try and pick him up, but he's going to take at least one of these Ohio salvos.
Here comes.
Yeah, they're looking for Jaime. They're not even shooting at Tattoo's Venezia. Jaime takes a couple more salvos down to 5K, but now he's hitting the Venezia smoke.
Some shells came in and hit Tattoo. Interesting. Yeah. Somalia's best, by the way, is under 300 hit points. We've missed all that going on at sea, unfortunately.
Indeed, and we also missed the daring. Look at where Big Boy is compared to Jason Stalingrad. In fact,
they're proxy spotted.
Big Boy's going for the kill right now.
Right. Another possible assassination.
Nope. Jason had AP in the barrel.
He did.
If he had HE, he might have been able to break the torpedoes. We'll never know. But all of these conga line torpedoes start to connect. Oh, Big Boy's getting hammered for this. They need this trade. They're going to get it.
Wow.
Nope, Big Boy. Nope, they catch him. They get him.
There's the trade.
There's the trade. So they take the B in Stalingrad out of the middle of the board, but it costs them a daring. As QQ7 now on about a 60-ish point lead, but the gap closing because BN owns A and C.
I'd say that's probably an okay trade. The big thing about that Stalingrad is it was holding position up there. It was keeping QQ7 back from that general area.
Yeah, I'm not convinced it's a bad trade, but it certainly doesn't feel like a great one if you're BN because they just took your only radar. Well, you're not your only radar. The Yang has radar, but they took your field radar off the board.
Deep water torpedoes coming on Ohio. Might take one if they've got range. They do.
Yeah, that's Moose's Ohio down here in between south of A and B.
Yep.
And he doesn't take a flood, surprisingly. No, his DCP. He DCP'd. He DCP'd and healed right away.
Yep. Meanwhile, Yamato, Don Pato, taking advantage of this opportunity, getting a shot in. Yeah.
Decent hit. Not catastrophic, but decent.
Yeah.
Now, let's spend a little time looking at C, Zath, because QQ basically sent, let's be honest, nobody over here. I mean, just 2.
Look at K, 2.
Whoa! How did he get caught out?
He got tripwire radared by the UE, it looks like.
No! That's a huge loss for QQ7. Now they're down 2 ships.
Yep.
This big B-in push for the A flank has worked out beautifully. The Napoli Venezia Yu-Yang pairing. When they get Megazow's Plymouth.
Megazow.
Oh, goodness gracious. It's all kind of falling apart here for QQ7 in Game 1. It looked good early. The early Minotaur raid on Augur, but BN just kept executing their plan.
Yeah, and it was a great plan at that.
Tattoo's going to take one of these? No, he dodges all the torpedoes, just barely.
Yeah, here comes, we're seeing a replay right now, and I'm not exactly sure what that replay is of. Because so much went down over on this side.
A whole lot going on here. BN now puts the Haberos, that's nav into the B cap. Up 3 ships, almost up over, getting close in on 250 points here. So it's only a matter of time, I think. I mean, if you're QQ7, where do you try to get back into this game? It ain't gonna be A.
No, here comes the big downtown shot on the Plymouth. Almost full health to no health in that shot. Wow, that's a clip moment right there. And yeah, I mean, there's really no way back. I mean, Somalia's best is the only destroyer available, and he's running 12s, by the way, and it doesn't matter, right? Look at Wolfman in the Montana. Look at Moose in the Ohio. All right, we're just hitting W.
Right.
We're gonna try to make something happen. But I mean, they know. Let's talk quickly about what happened. Let's start figuring this out for the next battle, because this one is pretty much probably not going to go.
Yeah, I think what impresses me most about how Bean's kind of handled this game is, they went in against all of these cruisers, all this radar, right? The Minotaur, the Plymouth, like they're bringing this. Plymouth can't stealth radar quite, but Minotaur absolutely can.
Yeah.
Fronted by some stealthy destroyers, able to pick out your destroyers, and they really haven't let it phase them all that much.
Right.
They've still made it work.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job, and I think a big part of that was catching ships in positions that they're not used to being caught.
Yeah. Yeah, and BN doing an excellent job, and I think we highlighted at the time, but I want to say it again, pulling those ships, the vulnerable ships off of their push, back away from the push, back away from the enemy as quick as they could.
Well, yeah.
Before Jaime stuck away on 5,000 HP because they literally chain smoked him out of there.
Look at Verm. Oh, deep water's coming in.
Yep.
But you're right, and here's the thing, and I commented about those torpedoes from K splitting them up, which it did. It split the Venezia from the Napoli.
Yeah.
A less competitive team or a less practiced team might have broken right there, right? There might have been a little bit of panic amongst those players, and they might have started to scatter a little bit, and because of that, they're not able to recover. But hands off to the BN team for recognizing we're going to be okay. We just need to hold. We'll be fine. Yep.
Let's make a small adaptation and then get on with executing our plan.
That's right.
QQ7 is going to pick up C. It's going to take them a little longer than they would prefer because Wolfman's getting continually reset by Chris's daring there as the daring retreats to the north. But so eventually Somalia will rack up all those cap points and flip that cap over.
There it is. A Moose is going down. There he goes. Dampato Yamato, who pretty much just dropped anchor and went fishing all game.
Yeah.
He's, takes him down. Another kill.
That's what Yamato does. Find an optimal firing position and just keep throwing shells. Eventually, you're going to do really, really nasty things.
The nice thing about the training room, Raptor, those shells are free.
That's right. That's right. They're expensive otherwise, aren't they?
They are. Verm takes a torpedo.
Oh. Jaime getting the kill, but Rainmaker's Kremlin moving up to put the pressure on there. Maverick now in close quarters combat here with the Kremlin. Time ticking away. 40 seconds on the timer, but BN's going to win this game. There's just no way for QQ7 to get back into this.
Nope.
They may kill this Kremlin. That one might get them a time extension, I think.
Here's the torpedoes.
But Maverick's going to give up a whole chunk of his health just to get this position. He needs to be putting AP into the side of this ship. I'm not seeing it.
Where is it?
His turrets weren't ready.
Why?
His rear turret was looking the other way, and he never... Oh, and he takes the Citadel right there at the end in the butt.
From the butt turret.
From the butt turret into the butt of his ship. Not a flawless victory, but certainly a well-executed game plan. And I think it speaks to the skill of both teams that, we saw BN execute a very similar kind of, hey, let's catch a destroyer and assassinate him. We saw that.
Yeah.
We had an idea of what to expect there.
Yeah.
And then they attempted that here, and you know what? It didn't work.
No.
It literally didn't work. Special K was like, nah, I'm not worried about this. He took, 2,000-3,000 damage, sailed away, life went on. Where in the meantime, the opposing destroyer, Augur's Yu Yang, takes a tremendous amount of damage on the back of that Minotaur radar.
Right.
And then BN was like, well, that didn't work. All right, plan B. And yet they were able to they kept pushing, they moved up, they pressured the Minnow, they got him out. I still wish I had seen how they caught K, but yikes, what a well-executed game from Buenos Noches.
Yeah, that was tripwire radar from the Yu Yang.
Okay, so they had him out there waiting for K to just barely push too far.
Yes.
And then they caught him out.
When K went down, he was 5.8 kilometers-ish from the Yu Yang.
There you go. There you go.
Smoke didn't matter.
Yep.
Go on. Bye.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, game one of the books. Let's throw it back to the studio. We'll see you guys again in a minute for game two.